Good day. We've been asked if during this time where people have taken to their homes to shelter, if we might answer some questions of a public nature. It's very much so our pleasure to do so for you. We have had these written down for us so that we might ask one another.
Indeed. And the first is for you. From Mr. John, he asks your thoughts on British tax collectors. And then he also says hanged, shot, or tarred and feathered.
Are you asking my preference, sir? How I like them prepared? That is. I think I take your meaning, sir. My feelings about any type of mob action are that they are a horrible miscarriage of justice. Now, there were many complaints that we had that were of a legitimate nature against the taxation that was going on before this conflict began. However, I believe those should be treated as certainly not the punishment should be put upon the tax collector rather than the one who placed the tax upon us to begin with. As far as hanging and tarring and feathering, these again are punishments that are being given out not by a court, but by a mob. And I'm very much so against that. I hope I'm very clear there.
Indeed.
Very well.
Well done. This is also from another John. And he asks, how much weight did you feel on your shoulders for the survival and direction of our new country?
Mm-hmm. It's a most excellent question. Posterity, something that was long on our minds. And certainly, I felt the weight continually throughout this conflict and through every struggle that we have faced since then in our new country. It is a burden, certainly, command and knowing the responsibility that hangs on you. However, with that, I have always felt that once Providence is placed upon you, an opportunity to serve a cause greater than yourself, it is very important that you do your duty, which is to do your best. And the results of that are beyond our control. And so I would say that while I have certainly felt the weight endlessly throughout this conflict, I have also very much so known that I could only do what a man might do. I hope that adequately answered your question, madam. And I now have one for you.
Indeed.
Miss Sky asks, when will the Washingtons invite me over to dinner at Mount Vernon?
Well, Miss Sky, you are welcome anytime. We do enjoy having company at our home. We almost constantly have company. So do come join us. We invite everyone. Do come and join us at our home, Mount Vernon, when we are arrived. Then please come and dine with us and stay the evening.
It would be a pleasure to see you again.
It
Miss.
would. One for you now.
Yes.
Yes, a Miss Mary asks you, do you think Thomas Hickey was really trying to assassinate you?
Miss Mary, where do you get your intelligence from? That is a question that I would not expect of someone from the public. Very curious indeed. Madam, we had quite a bit of correspondence between Mr. Hickey and lately Sergeant and then Private Hickey, and some of the loyalists in New York. There is no doubt that he was engaged in many activities and that there was at the time a desire that was seen to have my life ended, as well as other generals in command at the time. Now, we did not make this public for the very reason that we did not want the public to be afraid or know just how close these opportunities came to us. However, there were a great many other crimes that he could certainly be convicted of, and which he was before he was hung. So, madam, do I feel that it was his goal to terminate my life? Indeed, madam, I do. Indeed, I do.
Shudder to think. I have one from a Mr. Craig now.
Yes, ma'am.
He asks, what do you feel was your greatest contribution to America? What is your biggest regret as to what you did not get finished?
These are heavy questions, sir. I cannot say what my greatest contribution should be, and I don't think it would be proper for a gentleman even to speculate at what he has done that is of import and what is not. I can say that throughout the conflict of the revolution, I had very much so known that if at any time I were to leave the army, there was a good possibility that the army would not exist when I returned. So I did not. I stayed with the army at all times, except when recalled, for instance, to Philadelphia to meet with the Congress. And then the second part of that question was?
What is your biggest regret as to what you did not get finished?
Well, so there are a great many things that I still wish to accomplish and hope to see in my lifetime. Certainly, I wish to see a new empire of liberty raised up, and I wish to see our commerce increase and become more productive. There is one issue that I have not yet found a way around, an unavoidable subject of regret, and that is I have not yet seen a plan adopted that might bring an end to the institution of slavery. And that is still something that my mind has not seen a satisfactory answer to, although I hope that some manner or form of abolition may take place, or perhaps a gradual manumission.
I have another from a Mr. Monty.
Monty.
Yes, he asks, were the leeches painful, or was Congress always that way?
So
I did not catch his meaning at first.
Are you equating leeches to Congress?
It does seem so, the way he asks. The treatment of leeches.
Yes, I have certainly heard Congress referred to as some very, very curious things in the past. Leeches is not one of them. First, to answer the question about leeches in general, sir, leeches are generally not painful. However, I've had very little encounter with them. I have been told by Dr. Craik that the American leeches are what he referred to as lazy, and that you must import European leeches. So apparently, to get something to really truly try and suck your blood, you must go to Europe for that. However, as in your comparison to Congress, I can say that I have been before Congress, and I have been put before a doctor more than once in my life, and there have been times that the administrations of the doctors were preferable to the administrations of Congress. Very well. And then, yes, here we have a Miss Lynn has asked Martha, just between us, indeed, just between us, which one of the Continental officers was the biggest jerk? I'm unsure of the term, but she says you can't say Arnold. I'm going to guess that this is disparagement, that
yes,
she's
indeed,
asking
it
which
must
one
be.
you disliked the most if you cannot say Arnold.
It would be very imprudent for me to say who I most dislike from our generals.
Yes.
Especially removing Arnold from the list.
Yes, that would.
But I will tell you, I shall never speak to or his wife again.
Very well, madam.
We'll leave it dead.
It's been a great pleasure to be with you. I hope that you've enjoyed this time, and certainly we enjoyed the time with you. We hope to hear more questions from you in the future.
Indeed. It would be our pleasure to answer them.
And we bid you good day.
Good day.